And welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I've been busy. I did get a request for my last video on how to make heart-shaped rosettes, so I'm happy to go ahead and do so. So I will go ahead and create it start to finish with you guys. I'm only gonna do one rosette because I do have a video, if you're not familiar, how to make rosettes. That's a little bit longer and kind of walks you through step by step, but we'll create one together and then we'll go ahead and do them. So I did them in lots of fun colors. I do like to pre-do them so that I have them ready for whenever I'm going to go ahead and when I need to use one, so I don't have to create one every time. So something you can also do is you can glitter the edges if you'd like, which is really fun and turns out really pretty and shimmery. So what you'll need is, of course, you'll need some crepe paper. You will also need a stapler. If you have the smaller kind of stapler, that's ideal, and something with a, little handle or grip on it so you can staple it. Now how I did mine is I did go ahead and use a die cut of a heart with some cardstock paper. But if you don't have a heart-shaped die or you don't have a die cutting machine, you can either hand draw a heart or you can print out a heart, maybe from your computer, and trace it on some cardstock paper and cut it out so that you have, this would be your template for how you're going to cut the rosette. If you want, you can use some glitter. For those two that I did over there, I just used some glossy accents, and I use this. This is the most amazing glitter ever. This was gifted to me by Anna some time ago. It's the Stampendous multi-crystal glitter, and it's just so shimmery and pretty. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well. So let's just dive right in here. So I usually make my or cut my crepe paper to about 30 inches, which I may have a little bit left over, but it's okay because I like to make my pleats a little bit smaller just because I like them to be nice and fluffy, rather than flat, so that it has a little bit of dimension to it. So that's why I cut mine a little bit longer. So let's just dive right in here and I'll show you guys how I create this. So you just need to make pleats, and I do mine like in a counterclockwise motion. So all you need to do is create these little pleats. So you're just gonna fold it. And then what you want to make sure that you're doing is that all of the little corners are landing kind of in the same spot. And you just want to kind of hang on to this area so that you don't let it go, because then it'll, of course, kind of unravel. So you just want to continue to do this all the way around. Of course, this has become harder the longer my nails are, but that's okay. All right, so you just want to keep folding and gathering. And just continue to spin it. Now, the rosette is going, I shouldn't have said clockwise. As I'm going, it's going in a clockwise motion, not counterclockwise. It's early. I don't know what to tell you. And then just keep continuing to fold. Now, what I do like to do is, some people can get these done with one staple. I am not one of those people. So what I like to do when I get about halfway, that's about halfway, is I like to lift this little sheet up, and I do like to insert a stapler or a staple like right here in the center, and just give it a staple so that it, stays together. And then you can just continue on. That way it doesn't fall apart, because if you let it go, and I've done it many times, you got to start all over and do it again. So just continue going in that clockwise motion. And I like to make sure that I keep going long enough to where it's overlapping the original piece just a little bit. So now you can kind of see your rosette forming. And I just have a little bit of paper left. Now, what you're gonna do, let me do like 1 or 2 more, because I wanna make sure that there's no gaps and that it's nice and fluffy. All right, so once you get to about right here, so now you can see that it's now overlapped. Now you're gonna cut this little piece here, and you wanna cut it to where there's like maybe like a centimeter of crepe paper kind of still there. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold that. I'm gonna do the best I can with these nails on this camera. So you're just gonna fold it and kind of tuck it. So now you have your, and it doesn't matter if it's uneven or whatever, because you're gonna use the die cut anyways. So don't worry about that. So it doesn't have to be perfect for these, because you are gonna be stapling it. And so I usually put like 3 down the center. So now you have your rosette. Now the next thing that you're gonna do, and I'm gonna need some different scissors for this. I like to use precision scissors when you're going around, not something clunky like this. Then you're just gonna go ahead and line your heart up, whatever size that you have. And then you're just going to go ahead and cut that out using your precision scissors. Let me take off the cap. It's starting to rain here and we're on a tornado watch, you guys. Yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But anyways, so you're gonna go ahead and you're just gonna follow the pattern of the die cut or whatever you have for your heart. And you wanna try to stick as close to the edge as possible. Now, what I did notice is if you do a whole bunch of small little cuts, it's gonna make it look a little choppy around the edges. So try to do, you know, as many continuous motion as you can so that you won't, which is a little bit harder once you get to this part. And just try to get in there as close as you can so that you're following the shape of the heart. Get down in that corner. And you gotta firmly press on your die cut. Now this part is the tricky part. You gotta make sure you got all that cut out of there. And you can kind of shape it up a little bit once you're done. I think it's still connected. It feels like it's still connected. Hold on. Yeah, and I don't even think you could do that if you didn't have precision cut scissors or precision tip scissors. All right, and then you're just gonna continue all the way around. This part goes a lot faster. Why does that look funny? It's not. Okay, I just want to make sure that my heart is still in place. All right, and so now you can see like it's where it unevenly cut. And so here you can see where it's a little unevenly cut because it is kind of hard to get around the little edges. Just go back and trim it up. So there you go. Now you have your little heart, and that's all that I do. And then I like to get, you know, any of the little pieces off so that they look perfect like the die cut. But that's all you have to do. And then you have your nice little rosette shaped heart. And then, like I said, if you want to glitter it, which I'm not going to do it because I didn't bring anything to catch the little glitter bits, but just take your fine tip if you have a fine tip bottle, because you don't want it to be chunky. And this happens to be Glossy Accents because it is a little bit of a looser glue, and I don't even think you could put like a thicker glue in here to squeeze out, because that fine tip is so tiny. So you need like a more fluid glue, and then just go around the edges and then, you know, sprinkle the glitter on there. You probably could use stickles if you prefer. I just so happen to love the way that that glitter looks, because it's just so shimmery and it has that little iridescent shimmer. So that's how I make my little heart-shaped rosettes. So I hope that was helpful, and, you know, give it a try. And like I said, if you want a smaller or a slower tutorial on how to create the rounded rosette, you can take a look at my previous video and watch how I created the rosette again, if you'd like, or hopefully you can pick it up from this video. So thank you guys so very much for stopping by to take a look at my heart-shaped rosettes. I think I have enough for now. What do you think? All right, you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope I don't get a tornado. That would be pretty scary. All right, bye guys.